Hi, and welcome back to Life in the Laura Lane, and welcome if you are new. In today's video, we're going to be making stuffed bell peppers, which is one of our favorite meals. I adapted this recipe from delish.com a number of years ago. I had to take out the onions because my husband won't eat them, and he also takes the stuffing out of the pepper and puts it on mashed potatoes. But hey, it is what it is. So the things you will need for this are a pound of ground beef, or ground sirloin in this case, peppers of any color that you choose. I like them more colorful because I think they're sweeter and prettier. Chicken broth, olive oil, salt, pepper, a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes, garlic, chili powder, and Monterey Jack cheese. Of course, the first step when you're using any fresh produce these days is to soak it in some kind of pesticide remover, cleaner, what have you. I like to use baking soda. So these have been soaked and now they're being rinsed, and I like to dry them really well before I start cutting the membranes out and the seeds out. I also like to rinse them really well and let them dry really good after I take out the membranes and seeds. That gives me time to prep the other ingredients like the chicken broth, this chili powder seasoning, the garlic, and the cheese. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend celebrating our risen Savior Jesus. We spent time with family. We also had some sadness in our family on Easter Day, but the Lord sees us through. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for being here again. And if you are new, thank you also for being here, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel. As far as changing up this recipe to make it something different, I've tried it, and I think the only thing you could substitute here may be the cheese, like for cheddar or something, because this seasoning with the chili powder and the garlic, it's just kind of for perfection in my view. Of course, you can mince up your fresh garlic for this if you want to, but I just use the minced garlic out of the jar. And I just cook this for about a minute till it gets fragrant, and then we move on. I also would suggest only using the white rice or maybe some brown rice in this. The rice I forgot to mention, and I didn't have it in the ingredients part of this video, is something I actually do first and get it out of the way. You can do it the night before, the day before, the morning of, whenever you want to do it, but I do like to get that done first. And now that we have the seasoning, the chicken broth, the rice, and the tomatoes all mixed in and incorporated really well, we'll add in the cheese because you don't want to let this cook too long on the stove. You just want to get it in and get it melted so you can get it off the burner and get ready to stuff your peppers. So after you get your filling done, you need to put olive oil in the peppers and salt and pepper. And I will tell you this, every time I have made these, I have promised myself to buy an olive oil sprayer, and I have yet to do it, but I'm going to do it this time because I have to, you don't see it on video, but after I've done this, I like to take the pepper and make sure the olive oil is all over the pepper before I start stuffing them, as you see here. And I've already added the part of the chicken broth that goes in the pan underneath the peppers. It helps them steam really good and is a very important step. These are actually delicious just on their own. I always do make mashed potatoes because, like I said, Philip does love to take the filling out and put it on top of mashed potatoes, because just like he won't eat onions, he won't eat bell peppers. I don't know, he don't know what he's missing. Anyway, they're so delicious with or without the mashed potatoes, but a little mashed potato on the side is really good because it's a very hearty meal. When I make them in the wintertime, I always make mashed potatoes with them, or let me just say, I always do make them no matter what time of year I do make the mashed potatoes. But in the wintertime, I like to eat mine with some mashed potatoes. I'm sure everybody has their own recipe for stuffed bell peppers, but I wanted to share mine, which I adapted again from delish.com. They are absolutely delicious. Now here's what I do in the summertime. I always love, if it's warmer weather, I love to serve them with ripe melon of some kind, either honeydew, cantaloupe, or watermelon, or any fresh fruit would work, but I like to do a melon because I think it's a beautiful dessert and it's so sweet and tasty. And you know, you can make it match the pepper if you want. Green, the honeydew, orange for the cantaloupe, or red for the watermelon. It's just something fun to do. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you as a member of our community here at Life in the Laura Lane. I hope you try this recipe as well, and if you haven't already, and let me know what you think.